Right, so my name's Owen. I'm the CEO of Slamcore. So I'm going to talk to you about robots. Robots sit in the intersection between hardware and software. And we are genuinely reaching a tipping point, as the name of the event today implies. The cost of electronics is coming down, and with machine learning, as we talked about a lot, we're able to do things in software that we didn't think would be possible for decades. The end result is we can now deliver better performance for less cost, and the business case for using robots and drones is starting to make sense. Supermarket stock checking, moving material around construction sites, inspecting large-scale infrastructure. There are hundreds and thousands of applications for robots and drones, and this list is growing every day. This adds up to a huge market opportunity, but we're not there yet. Still, when robots move too fast, if the lighting isn't quite right, or if the world just gets a bit too chaotic, they do fail. And to be honest, the only way we can really solve this properly is by chucking money at it and using even more expensive sensors, which makes that entire business case completely fall apart. So, my company, we actually span out from Imperial College in 2016. And amongst our founding team are some of the absolute world leaders in this space. We're now 20 strong, we have 12 PhDs, and decades of industrial experience between us. So this is what we do. We specialize in the design of algorithms that turn sensor information into spatial understanding. And we don't require really expensive, exotic, novel sensors. Our sensor of choice is the humble CMOS camera. And we combine the output from a camera with other commodity electronics, such as accelerometers, gyroscopes, and we fuse this together to provide a robust and accurate answer to three really important questions. The first is, where is this robot as it moves through space? It's X, it's Y, it's Z, and its orientation. The second is level 2. Where are the objects relative to the robot? And finally, what are the actual objects in the robot's environment? We call the ability to answer these questions spatial AI, and there are definitely companies working in all three of these levels. But what Slamcore do, which is really special, is we're able to actually build solutions which cuts across all three of these levels. To be honest, building a solution which highlights objects in a live video feed, that's a lot of people are showing that now. But being able to do that and position those objects in 3D space relative to a moving platform, even when those objects aren't in the field of view, on hardware which actually makes commercial sense, now that's where things really start to get interesting. The reality is, though, if companies want to build robots and drones nowadays, they have very limited access to the quality of spatial AI they need. All but probably the biggest companies in the world can actually build these teams that are able to do this well. And I really don't think that's fair. If we want to see a genuine revolution in robotics, we need as many people as possible playing in this game as we can. This technology is too important to allow it to be controlled by just a handful of tech giants or states. We're here to vastly increase the pool of companies who are able to build high-quality, affordable robotic solutions. So 2018 was a great year for us. We raised $5 million from investors in 3 different continents, 2 of whom are actually here today. And 2019 is going to be an even more exciting year for us because we've actually packaged up the first generation of our algorithms for 2 years of development into this literal black box solution. So in my hand, I have all of the hardware and software required to provide an answer to that question, where is the robot? Level 1, where is the robot as it moves through space? And it can be used on its own, or it can be used to improve the performance of wheel odometry, GPS, or LiDAR systems. And this is really just the start. In 2019, we'll be demonstrating our mapping solutions at level 2 and level 3, each solution building on top of the previous one, all within the same spatial AI framework. And as kind of the theme of today is about the future, I thought I'd end by telling you about my thoughts on this. And because we hear a lot of bad press all the time, actually, as Professor Shanahan said, those are the constant questions you get from reporters, how robots are going to steal our jobs or rise up and enslave humanity. And I'm fed up of it too, because I actually think, when you think about the real existential threats that we face, robots aren't the problem, they're the answer. We have a productivity crisis, an aging population. The reality is we have to be able to do more with less. Robots, that's the way we are able to do that. If we want to maintain the same quality of life, we need to start embracing robots. The biggest threat we face, climate change, and renewable energies have a huge potential to make a big impact on this, but we're thinking too small. We need to have solar farms the size of states. We need to have offshore wind farms bigger than any engineering project we've ever attempted, ever. And humans controlling machines, building and maintaining the infrastructure just doesn't make sense. The numbers don't add up. But if you can build machines that can build and maintain themselves and the infrastructure, that's where you get the scale. And finally, and actually I think quite poignantly with today as the announcements about the Opportunity rover, if we have messed this planet up too much, eventually we're going to have to start looking to the stars. And we can't explore the vast universe with just humans. We need to start using robots. And I know this all seems very far-fetched, a long way away, but today we are actually building core technology which will enable more companies to join this game and innovate and create solutions, not having to worry, can they get their robot from A to B without crashing? So if you're working in robotics, if you have a robot, a drone, or a big checkbook, and you'd like to come and talk to me afterwards, just please contact me anytime, and I'll be showing some demos downstairs. Thank you.